Don't forget, you can hear Manchester City versus Newcastle on talkSPORT tomorrow from 11 a.m. And after that, it's over to talkSPORT 2 for our live and exclusive coverage of Arsenal versus Bournemouth at 3 o'clock. And Arsenal will be hoping their wingers, Martinelli and Saka, continue their fine form. Now, when we look at their form, for me personally, and listen, loads of people out there are going to sound biased, don't really care. They're the best pair, as in tandem, wide men in the Premier League right now. Saka, Martinelli have been superb. People could talk about Son and Kane plays down the middle. He's not a wide man. You look at Liverpool's, it's Salah, and I don't know who the other two is going to be.
Yeah. It's consistent as well. They've consistently played together this season more often than not. You could say Grealish and Foden, Grealish and Mahrez, they'll be up there to a certain degree, but they switch around a lot of players, same as Chelsea. We don't know. We couldn't tell you who the wide players are there. Spurs, I think if Son was on full pomp and Kulusevski, I think they'd be in the conversation, but they're not this season. So Manchester United, again, Anthony's missed a few games with injury. He's coming, he's not set the Premier League alight, as it were. He works really hard. Rashford the other side. There'll be an argument in the coming seasons that there'll be more competition with those two, but look, it's hard for me to say as well. Last season I've had Tottenham with Spurs and with Son and Kane, but
when you look at Arsenal this season, Martinelli's got 11 goals and 11 goals and 2 assists. Saka's got 10 goals and 9 assists.
I'm just playing with full of confidence.
I mean, I've been there, obviously, of course, I've watched Arsenal a lot this season, but going there live and watching Saka and Martinelli, not so much Martinelli, even though he's been brilliant. He did have a little dip the last couple of months, and then he came back after in the Villa game and scored that goal. Saka, honestly, wow. I'm telling you now, the guy's on a different planet right now.
Yeah.
Not only is he scoring goals, he's actively getting fouled. They're trying to drag him down. They're doing everything they can to stop him, to the point you're seeing. Now, the only way you can kind of nullify Saka a little bit, and fair play to Newcastle, I didn't like it, but they did it really well, was they just kept doubling up on him.
Yeah.
Every time he got the ball, you'd have the fullback, whether it be Kieran Trippier or it was Dan Burn on one side, Joe Linton was getting back in, or Joe Willock making it 2v1, making it so hard for him to be able to cut inside. But if you look at them two in tandem, and then you put, I think Eddie's done a good job. When Gabriel Jesus comes back, wow, what a free that's going to be.
You got Trossard as well, and I think, I'll ask you this, being a supporter, do you think the fact Trossard's come in, he is going to compete a little bit more with Martinelli than anyone else? Do you think that's why Martinelli's kicked on a little bit more?
Maybe, and again, I mean, it's one of them where he had to sign him, Trossard. When to be available for just over 20 million, a player of that quality who we saw at the start of the season score a hat-trick at Anfield, really good technique. When you miss out on Mudryk, it is a risk. I mean, we're 80 million, and look what he's doing at Chelsea. I know it's early for him, and I'm sure he will get better. When you look at what Trossard, he was proven. He's hungry. He's an international. He's scored goals in the Premier League. It was almost a no-brainer. And the important part for Arsenal was that he wanted to go to Arsenal. It wasn't like, let me keep my options open. Who's going to pay me the most money? He wanted to go to Arsenal, and that's why I think Martinelli suddenly went, I need to pick my form up.
You know what makes them probably, like as you said, the best wide partnership at the moment is decisions. More often than not, particularly Saka, he makes the right decision. Correct. Whether that's to beat his man, whether that's to pass, whether that's to turn back and lay a 5-yard to the fullback. Martinelli's getting there. I think when he first arrived, I think you'd agree, he was picking and choosing his right moments. Yes, but I think they're both making the right decisions more often than not. And I think the healthy competition with Trossard behind them as well, I think that makes all the difference. And fair play to him. It's tough as a Spurs supporter to see how well they're doing, but again, got to be honest.
Do you know what, though? When you look at this as well, I mean, Saka, he's started 67 consecutive Premier League games for Arsenal, which is scary. And Saka has over 50 goals and assists in the Premier League. He's the 6th youngest ever.
Can you name the other 5?
I'm guessing Rooney must be one.
Rooney's one, yep.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my, here he is. Go on then, hit me him. Okay, Rooney.
Yep.
Foden?
Nope.
Oh my goodness. So as a teenager?
Yes.
So, okay, Rooney. I keep saying Rooney.
Do you want me to give you the break?
Go on then.
Do you want me to tell you after the break?
No, I want you to tell me now.
No.
Oh my... After the break. Okay, fair enough. No, look at Daz is bringing his own fire to the drive time.